This is the Wealthy Retailer Podcast with your host, Dan Holman. Every episode, Dan talks with a variety of retail experts, owners, managers, and so much more, sharing their expertise, their experiences, and the retail topics that matter to you, the independent retailer. The Wealthy Retailer Podcast is brought to you by Canadian Retail Solutions. Learn more at retailbycrs.com.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wealthy Retailer Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. The podcast this week is going to focus on mining the diamonds that are in your database. Today, we're going to talk all about clienteling. Now, I had this great opportunity to work with a group of retailers a little bit last month, and we did a presentation for them on clienteling. And since then, we've had a ton of requests for more information on clienteling. So today I'm going to share with you my version of clienteling. Clienteling is really defined as a technique used by retail stores to establish long-term relationships with customers based on data about their preferences, behaviors, and purchases. There are really, I'm going to say, 5 significant benefits to clienteling. The first one is absolutely the ability to increase your traffic. Increase your traffic with an audience that is predetermined to buy. Now, think about where traffic comes from today. It really comes from 3 places. Number 1 is your sign, or what I like to call happenstance or a drive-by shooting. Somebody's driving by your store, they see your sign and they think, I'm going to go in and check that out. That's where a piece of your traffic comes from. Another part of your traffic comes from referrals, from customers or ambassadors, from staff or team members, and from marketing. You have this referral traffic. And then the last component of traffic is your return customers. And NRF reports return customer rates somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30%. And stores with clienteling processes are near double that with their return customer base. So think about the power of starting to use clienteling, intelligence about your customers' already existing behaviors or pre-existing behaviors in your store, and how you can influence the traffic that walks through your front door. Remember, the sales formula, the sales success formula: traffic times conversion times average sale. Let's drive some more traffic with clienteling. The second benefit that I lean hard on is improving your conversion ratio using this clienteling strategy. NRF reports that average closing ratios or conversion ratios in specialty retail stores run somewhere between 20 and 30%. And a clienteling average is near triple that number. The other benefit, or the third benefit that we'll talk about, is really this increased average sale. By clienteling, by focusing on your clients' pre-existing behaviors, you have the ability to increase their average sale. Remember, traffic times conversion times average sale is what your sales volume equates to. This is how we calculate your sales volume. If we can improve your traffic, improve your conversion, and increase average sale, we are increasing your sales. And this is done through a good clienteling process. The fourth benefit to clienteling is increased loyalty. Now, when you Google the word loyal, the definition is giving or showing firm and constant support or allegiance to a person or institution or brand. Loyalty is genuinely having their best interests at heart, your customer's best interests at heart, and ensuring that relationship becomes reciprocal. So before you add expense to your business by building or adding an integration that will more than likely try to buy loyalty rather than earn it, let's ask ourselves, how do we inspire a strong feeling of support or allegiance from both our external and internal customers. Buying customer loyalty is fine as long as you're willing to lose them to a higher bidder. Hence, why loyalty should not be bought, but rather earned. Let's take this one little step further. I think you've heard me use this analogy before. You go back to your favorite restaurant over and over and over again, not because they give you a discount for every sixth visit, but rather because it meets or exceeds your expectations. Why do we treat our store differently than restaurants treat their loyal customers? Why are we placing ourselves in a different place? You might remember that we had this conversation on the podcast several months ago about a Shopify study on loyalty, and it found that people want more than discounts and free shipping. They want early access to sales, early access to information and new products. And get this number, get this stat, 60% of your customers want early access to sales as part of their loyalty. They want to know about it before the general population does. 51% of your audience wants early access to the new products. 39% of your customer wants offers and recommendations that are tailored to them personally. This really speaks to the power in clienteling. Now, benefit number 5 is really about us having a predictable revenue stream. When you start clienteling, you then have the ability to predict the outcome. You know how your audience responds. You know if you reach out to 10 people with something specifically tailored to them, 6 are going to respond positively. If we know what our average sale is, we know our conversion, we absolutely know what that revenue will be. The 5th benefit, and certainly not sixth benefit, I got loose count here. The 6th benefit, and certainly I'm placing it last, but it is by far the last in benefits. And there are probably other benefits to clienteling, but I'm sticking with my 6. The last one, the 6th one, is a reduced return rate. Again, NRF reports the average product return rate runs 17 to 20%, and clienteling return rates are less than half of that. If you're tailoring an offer to someone specifically, they are far less likely to return it. Now, what does it take? I keep saying now. What does it take for us to be able to really create a clienteling process? What are the requirements? Well, it starts with customer data. You need to know their contact info, their mobile, their email, their physical address. You've got to know geographically where they live, their neighborhood, their town, their city, their state, their province. And you've got to know demographics. You need to know their age, their race, their ethnicity, gender, marital status, income, education, employment, all of the things that we talk about when we establish our target markets. What is the demographic that I'm going after? And then lastly is the psychographic. Psychographic is all about your customers' behaviors, activities, interests, and opinions. When we align the geo, demo, and psychographic profile of your customer, perhaps even create an avatar, we now know how and what to speak to them with. Additional requirements in clienteling begin with their purchase habits. What categories and brands do they buy in your store? What are style specifics, sizing, color, price point? What is the time frame in which they buy? What margin do they generate in your business? Further things are action and measurement. How can what's required of me to really create a clienteling process? It begins with action and measurement, setting SMART goals, expectations, SMART, specific, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. You also have to be able to inspect what you expect, create measurables. For every clienteling process, we want to know what are The measurables. How do I score this? That which we measure, we can improve. Now, there are three, what I'm going to call three clienteling types. The first one is really marketing and promotion. We do this with email, SMS or text messaging, and of course, good old dialing for dollars. We pick up the phone and we call our customers. Other marketing and promotion strategies are really social and digital marketing. And there are a ton of great experts out there that will talk about the power of social and digital marketing. And then, of course, we have our in-store and our online merchandising, inline online merchandising, how we present product to our customers. The other type of clienteling is curated offerings. Curated, it's style and subscription box driven, it's brand, it's style, it's sizing, it's new releases, it's last chance merchandise. And then it comes to, where do I get this information? How do I ask my brain, my point of sale system, the brain behind my business, that software that holds every bit of data that you need about your business? It's there. We just have to start asking it questions. And I'm saying point of sale system, your POS reporting is a critical component. But I really want you to think about this as a database or a database. It is your point of sale system. It is your e-com platform. It is your manual spreadsheets, et cetera, et cetera. This is the brain in your business that contains every bit of desirable and actionable information available. We just have to know how to ask it that question. So when it comes to point of sale or spreadsheet reporting, let's talk about database reporting. What can I get out of a database, no matter what it looks like? Well, I want to know, what are my sales by customer? So I'm going to look at customer and net sales annually or in any period. What is my revenue by customer? I want to know, what are my customer margin reports? Create a report that shows you customer, sales, and gross margin generated. And then I want to know what my size reporting is. I want to know customer drill down sizing. I'm going to share some examples from a company really close to my heart. You may recognize it as our men's brand, Twig and Berries Apparel Co. And I'm going to talk about how I generate reports there to then enact or enable this clienteling process that I'm talking about. I ran a report on Sunday that represented the last 90 days and my top 50 sales. The top 50 customers in the last 90 days, in our case, generated 816 items. They generated a 57% margin. They made up an average of 4 transactions each, with an average sale that ran somewhere in the $87 neighborhood. And that average in the top 50 went from the low of 52 to the high of $567. I also get to see what my average unit price is. What is the average unit price that a customer is buying? I also get to see, what are my units per transaction? How many items are they buying? All of these metrics are readily available in our POS system. And when I ask it that question, show me my top 50 customers for the last 90 days. Show me the total sales, the number of items they bought, their gross margin, the number of sales they wrote, their average sale, their average unit price, and their units per transaction. I can quickly start to predict revenue. This is about being able to plan your business forward. One of my other favorite reports, I usually run this on a rolling 12 months, and it's what I call my MMU performance. What's my maintained markup or my gross margin performance? And I'm looking at identifying who are my top margin producers and who are my bottom margin producers. My highest margin performing customers run in the high 80s in products that we manufacture, and my lowest margin producing customers are generating, in some cases, negative margin for me. They're my sale seagulls. I say that lovingly, sale seagull. A seagull, it cleans up the excess, it picks up the leftover. And I need sale seagulls to help clean up or maintain my healthy, clean inventory. The third report that I love to run is what I call my BCS report. B as in brand, C as in color, S as in size. What's my brand, color, and size report for the last 90 days? And I'm going to pick a specific brand. I want to generate information that allows me to curate an offering. So now I'm going to talk about, what are those offerings? In the last I'm going to say March 1st through April 30th, we ran 5 clienteling campaigns. March 1st, we ran a clearance campaign, and this went to our seagulls. This is my segmented audience. I call them seagulls. Again, that's a loving term. I say it with love and admiration. I love those people, but those seagulls that I have, those people that really love to buy on sale, they're motivated by sale. We sent this audience, this was 608 clients that all generated less than 45% margin. Now, I think I said earlier, my average margin is about 58%. And so I chose less than 45. I know that those people that are generating less than 45% margin for me are only buying when it's on sale. So we crafted a message for them and said, hey, last chance, get them while they're cheap. That's the title of our campaign. And the offer was simply, we pay the tax. Now, here in Alberta, Canada, we pay the tax is an additional 5% discount. But we pay the tax, as you might gather, is one of those little triggers for people. We hate paying sales tax. And for us to say, hey, we're going to pay the tax, it gives someone a little bit of an incentive to buy. So not only did we offer them, here is some sale merchandise, we also said, here's the added offer, we're going to pay the tax. Now, this went to 608 people via email. I'm going to share these 5 email campaigns for clienteling. Clearance. So we pay the tax, last chance, sale seagulls, 608 customers. We had a 69% open rate, a 47% click-through rate, and 94 orders generating $4,900 in sales. That email went on March 1st. That revenue came in that first week that campaign went out. We generated in clearance merchandise. We had to move goods. We generated $5,000 in sales by creating 2 reports. One, the segmented audience, so I can identify my customer, and then what I wanted to sell them, what I wanted to offer them. I have the inventory, and clienteling is very much about you curating an audience, now creating an audience to match your inventory, right? Which in some cases is backwards to the way we build our retail stores. We go and build inventory to hope to fit the customers that are walking in the door. Well, in this case, I'm going to go build the audience that fits my inventory, and I'm going to action them. The second email that we ran was an underwear campaign that we ran on March 15th, and we went after the gluts that we have in inventory, and you guessed it, extra small and double extra large. Big gluts in inventory. We sell through small, medium, and large pretty quickly. Even our extra large sells relatively well, but those 2 shoulder sizes, extra small and extra large, as we build and buy underwear, we're buying those sizes that are more challenging to sell. So what did we do? We went back and looked at the last 12 months and ran this by size and said, show me every customer that's bought an extra small and a double extra large. Sorry, I said 12 months. We went back in the last 90 days. Pardon me. We went back to January 1st so that December 1st, so that we captured the holiday purchasing forward and ran this on March 15th. So it ran from December 1st to March 15th. Which is technically 4 months or 120 days. And our title of the campaign was Top Up Your Junk Drawer. And we offered a BOGO sale, buy one, get one free, which is 50% off. We sent it to 202 clients, customers. We had a 49% open, a 22.5% click-through rate, and it generated 31 sales, 31 orders, $1,800 in sales. Again, I ran 2 reports to generate $1,800 of slow-moving merchandise. So not only did I generate $1,800 in sales, but I moved $4,000 worth of inventory out of my store, creating open to buy dollars to fill in my key sizes. Okay, the third campaign we ran was our new introductions, and our new introductions ran on March 29th, and it went to what we call our top dogs. Our top dogs are the customers in the last 180 days that generate for us a greater than 60% margin. They're buying brand new merchandise. They're buying full price. And so the title of our campaign was Living the Dream Joins the T&B Crew and give everybody a free hat. This went to 1,952 customers, 1,900, so a little bigger audience. I mean, certainly 3 times or almost 3.5 times the clearance audience, 9 times the sizing campaign. So we had a lesser conversion, or pardon me, open rate. We landed at about 31% with a 17% click-through. But the power here is that it created 111 sales, generating $7,000 in business. 111 orders from 2 reports, 2 clienteling reports right out of my point of sale system. Then on April 5th, we ran what we call our customer win back. This is what we say our segment is our missing customers in the last 90 days. Customers that have shopped with us more than once, but not at all in the last 90 days. And we said, hey, where are you at? We miss you. Here's $20 off your next $50 purchase. It went to 254 customers, had a 50% open rate, a 25% click-through rate, and it generated 29 orders, 29 sales for a little over $2,000 in business. Now, that alone, customer win back. Remember how much, how intense the battle is to get into someone's inbox, to stay top of mind with them. And that customer win back campaign that you create is just that simple. Hey, we miss you. Where are you at? I thought about you today. And it goes to this curated segment of your audience and captures predictable revenue. And then on April 1st, I don't know how I jumped to April 5th and then back to April 1st, but nonetheless, we jumped to April 1st. April 1st, we of course ran an April Fool's Day joke, and we sent it to our Nutsack customer base. And we said, hey, anybody that's bought this underwear from us in the last 180 days, and we did an introductory offer that was a gag gift. We called it the Dong Thong. And our offer for them was buy 4 for the price of 3. We sent it to 1,265 customers, 40% open rate, 14% click-through rate, and it generated 27 orders, or $2,140 in sales. These 5 segmented campaigns generated revenue for me in the tune of $12,000 in additional revenue. This is segments of the audience that you're going after. This is all about clienteling. Clienteling, understanding at a deeper level what your client behavior has been, and then going and mining those diamonds that exist in your database, in your database. This is information that you already know. And whether you're on a point of sale system or on a Shopify platform or BigCommerce or WooCommerce, it doesn't matter. You have that information. And if you don't have it, if you're not properly tracking it, well, in this example, you'd have given up, probably $20,000 worth of revenue over a 2-month period that all came on the back of existing clientele. This is what clienteling is. If you're not sure how to begin this clienteling process, I'm going to throw this offer out there. Send an email to dan@thewealthyretailer.com. We'll jump on a free, no obligation 30-minute call. We'll talk about, maybe some more specific reporting that's applicable to your store, your business. Let's just have this 30-minute brainstorming session to help you start the clienteling process. As always, if you're not subscribed to the Canadian Retail Solutions weekly newsletter, to get a copy of this podcast, to get a copy of all of the other great information that Alex and the team share from Canadian Retail Solutions. I always refer to Alex. Alex is our marketing coordinator. She is a rock star. She's the one that assembles that newsletter every week. She's curating information and news, and do yourself a favor, subscribe to that newsletter. We certainly aren't looking to junk up your inbox. We're only going to send you relevant information, but head over to retailbycrs.com. Sign up to that weekly newsletter, get a copy of this podcast and a ton of other great information. And as always, my hand is up, not out. If you need something, if you're looking for a little bit of help to move your business to that next level, just shoot me an email, dan@thewealthyretailer.com, and let's jump on a 30-minute call. That's it for me. Can't wait to chat with you again next week. Until then, happy retailing.